discretion is advised.
I'm not draining myself. And that's what y'all ass don't get. Cause
you're in the matrix and you need to get out.
Black Ops protocol engaged.
Quantum rifles online. Droid link connecting. Nigga link.
The biggest conspiracy I heard today is that Sexy Red is working with the CIA. Now, allegedly, she's been working with the CIA since 2018. And they call her Agent Bow Wow. Now, these alleged officials call her highly destabilizing and culturally critical. Sexy Red is a plant by the CIA. Then the conspiracy theory that most of these rappers out here, they part of the CIA too. I believe it. I don't know, fam, where there's smoke, there is fire. What if the government puts these rappers and a lot of these players in our faces to deliberately divide us? We seen with Kendrick Lamar and It Ain't Like Us. I thought that was supposed to unify all of us. I see Samuel L. Jackson playing as Uncle Sam, but then I also see him on a Capital One commercial. Y'all, I believe that Sexy Red is a plant, and I believe that the other ones are a plant too. Biggest plant? I don't know. I'm starting to see. Could be Kendrick Lamar, Drake. Y'all, Diddy is out here with some major charges, and I don't know. I feel like he might be let go, him and all his friends, because they all plants. But y'all think about all of this. Y'all got to know in the comments.
The 2024 Hollywood exposure train just keeps chewing all the way through 2025. So I was sent this tweet talking about how Sexy Red is a government operative who's been working since 2018. Now, I know that y'all are saying that the Daily Now is a parody page, it's a satire page, and that's all fine and dandy because that's exactly what Sexy Red's bosses want you to think. They want you to think that this is all fake and giggles and comedy and all of that. That's why this news was released strategically through this news source, so that way you would reject the truth. It happens all the time. They will have a celebrity or a public figure who you don't like or that's not well liked by the public who will come out and tell the truth. That way, because you don't like that person, you reject whatever they have to say, or they'll pass the truth off as comedy and jokes, or they'll pass the truth off as scripted or science fiction or just not real in general. And that way you'll start to doubt yourself. You'll start to discount what your eyes and what your ears are telling you. That way you don't really have to be lied to. You lie to yourself. It's a trick that the powers that be have been pulling off since the beginning of time, and y'all keep falling for it. Why do you think Sexy Red has been pushed so hard? Why do you think she came out of the blue with all of these major features and all of this radio play, all of this budget, all of this promotion? You know, Drake pushing her for why? She's got no talent. She's pushing all these negative messages. She's selling lip gloss by the name of some very foul names. Why do you think she's been able to have the illusion of success? And I say the illusion because when it came time for people to buy her concert tickets, she wasn't really selling tickets because y'all don't really want this, because so many of y'all really know the truth. Y'all know that this headline is true. It doesn't matter who said it. The truth is the truth, and the truth can't be changed. Why do you think the industry is pushing her so hard? Because she's just so beautiful and talented? No, because she's culturally critical to the agenda. Let's talk in the...
Dang, Sexy. Your boyfriend and your baby daddy out here recording y'all conversations? Gotta watch what you say to people on the phone now. Y'all listen to what was recorded.
Man, bitch, I got an infinity clip. You know that. Why you steady playing on this? Give it that bitch. Yo. Why you like? Do all your niggas know what's going on with you? Do you tell them niggas you burn it? Or do you lie to them like you did me? Or was you lying to the niggas how you did me? Or was you lying? Or did you lie to me? Did you lie to tell them the truth? Was you tell them the truth? When you gonna keep it gangster? Hey. When you gonna keep it gangster? When you gonna keep it gangster? Hey, you bitch, you that's what you did. You lied to me for 6 months and then you told me you had that shit. Man.
Damn. I mean, he dirty for recording it and he dirty for putting it on the internet like that. But, Mama, did you just say everybody could get burned? That ain't cute. What kind of life y'all out here living? Like, is that why she named the lip gloss Unreal? No, really though. Real question. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Cause yeah, he was dirty for doing how he did her. But, girl, it's too much. I can't. I'm gonna talk to y'all later.
Breaking news. Leaked government documents reveal Sexy Red has been a CIA operative since 2018. Officials describe her mission as culturally critical with no further details. Brothers, something we have to understand is Sexy Red is from St. Louis, Missouri. If you are from St. Louis, Missouri, if you are from Memphis, Tennessee, Detroit, Michigan, Cleveland, Ohio, Baltimore, Maryland, New Orleans, Louisiana, these are some of the most ghetto places on earth. These are some of the most dangerous places on earth. These are some of the most crime-ridden cities on earth. These are some of the most dysfunctional environments on earth. Anybody that has lived in these cities, has family in these cities, has visited any of these cities and really been in the trenches, you'll know that these are some of the most dangerous, the violent places to go to. Full of debauchery, full of negativity. Who knows how this young woman was raised and what she saw growing up? There's a reason why Sexy Red is the way she is.
The other day, my friend was like, did you hear that Sexy Red is a federal agent? Where did you hear that? And she said, I read an article. From what publication? And she said, yeah, no, I think it's legit. Apparently she goes by the name Agent Bow Bow. And I ask you once again, what article was this? Where did you find it?
Welcome to the Matrix Study Hall. I am Miss Oracle. Thanks so much for liking and subscribing. Let's go ahead and get into this, y'all. Now, I'm in no way trying to say that this artist, Sexy Red, is the harlot of Babylon, although she represents the archetype of that. And I come out straight up with that disclaimer because I do understand that our people really thirst for representation, but we have to be realistic. These people that are placed in front of us are pawns in this game that is rigged against us. And if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you can pick up on the fact that a lot of the things that she's known to say in the form of her lyrics, because don't get me wrong, when she first came out, I wanted to support, seeing another brown sister out here. But the older I get, I realize that all these people that are entertainers, they are incentivized to spread poison. And when I began to listen to some of her songs, although the beats sound pretty good, she has really good catchphrases, but a lot of the things that she say is downright gross, is grotesque. She has this sort of explicit way of portraying herself, and when there's reports of her actually being a agent of the GOVT, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense. And another thing too that I find is so disturbing is that she's primarily marketed towards the youth. With the youth listening to this type of lyrics, normalizing a lot of the things that she say, when people use jokes, it disarms a lot of people from critiquing things and seeing the truth for what it is. And oftentimes people are just denying any little bit of discernment that they have. This type of pipeline to perversion, it didn't start with her, okay? This goes way back. We can even think back to Little Kim, and even before Little Kim, there were other raunchy artists, the City Girls, and now the raunch of this artist, Sexy Red. Her position is to literally turn shame upside down. They want to feel liberated and empowered. Even when it comes to her stage presence, her tour, it was called Make America Sexy Again. The acronym is MASA. Okay, the play on words, with a Trump hat, like all this is leading people back into enslavement with this whole Jezebel archetype. Keep in mind too, she had a lip gloss line targeted towards the youth that had catchy names such as gonorrhea, booty hole, brown, different things like that. And for her to target this stuff towards the children, like, the spiritual hygiene is grotesque at this point. And our communities are mirroring this type of trope to the point where people are not even ashamed. They allow their children to listen to it. And this is literally, to me, an aspect of psychological subversion. This is eating away at the fabric of our communities from the inside out in the form of catchy tunes. Because again, these people are wickedly brilliant. They make sure that they use catchy tunes and lyrics and sound so that it ensnares people. So the mere fact that it has been released, allegedly, that she's Agent Bow Bow, that says a whole lot, because that term bow bow, like they are wanting people to bow, to show allegiance to this type of sick, twisted dogma, this harlot Babylon archetype. As I mentioned earlier, okay, speaking about, the fall of Babylon and this harlot of Revelation archetype, like, I can't ignore it. And I want to share this one thing in regard to, reading Revelation 17 and 18. Now, I do have more so of a spiritual channel. You can go there, which is Lotus of Judah 1111 Ministry International. Feel free. I'm gonna have a link down in the description box. You can, get more so into my spiritual content over there. But I have to include this on this channel as well. This is from Revelation 17 and 5, and it says, "And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abomination of the earth." I keep thinking about the harlots of Babylon imagery when it comes to these recent artists, is because they're not even covert with it anymore. It's not even skirting on being raunchy. It's just full blown perverse. And for them to, the people that are putting the batteries in her back to put out this type of stuff and to bring forth this harlot type spirit, for them to be so bold with this, it shows that they are losing, and they're wanting people to be so entranced by the sickness. It definitely shows that Babylon is literally falling. Now let me get back out of this spiritual aspect and get back into some of the notes that I have in regard to this. We have to really safeguard our ear and eye gates, okay? Because a lot of these things that are being normalized, it is eroding our communities. And another thing too that I want to mention in regard to the spirit of Babylon and how it's seducing people from sound, okay? Sound is spiritual. Lucifer was heaven's worship leader before his fall, and he still uses this influence of sound. And people are becoming intoxicated with the music, the mantras, the chants, the rhythms, okay? And it is causing them to bypass spiritual discernment. This is very dangerous because it can enter into your subconscious mind. So we have to really realize that in order for our future to be better, we got to really focus on what's happening in our present, because it's time to wake up.